everything that I've done, whether it was successful or not, I wanted to do it. And that's all that really matters, right? And that's the part that I'm happy about the most. Like there are so many things that people have told me that I should have done that wouldn't have happened if I didn't do it that way. And I proved them wrong, right?
Nice.
I said, oh, you're not going into acting classes. You didn't sign up for Leslie Kahn's, like fucking all this other shit. Like, how do you expect to get into like these films at Sundance? I was like, cool, I did it. So what about you? You've been acting for 10 years. Where's your Sundance film? Suck my big Korean balls. Suck my fucking
I'm glad you didn't say
balls.
dick, because I would have definitely stepped in, and I'm like, that's not what I heard.
You have not seen it. It's a little cold right now. If I warmed it up, boop, average. And so, yeah, but like that's the type of stuff that I dislike. People always like to make you feel small so they can feel great about their life choices. They go, I didn't do it that way, so you can't do it that way. Fuck you. How about that? You know, I'll do it the way that I want to do it, and then we'll see what happens. It's like, oh, and like for example too, I mean, this is a very bad habit that I don't suggest people have. It's like doing stuff out of revenge and just like pure hate.
It drives people though.
100%, man.
Yeah.
So it's like you're either motivated by I mean, it's passion.
Even like
passion is hatred,
yeah,
revenge.
even like
that's
David
passion.
Goggins' motivation, it's all about fucking those motherfuckers that doubted him from before.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
after
like
he's
the
done
biggest
fucking
driving
them,
force.
he's like, then fuck myself.
Yeah.
That's the biggest motivator. So you're the norm, dude.
It's weird though, because I always advise against it too, because once you reach, you kill this imaginary enemy, you're what are you left with?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not true fulfillment.
It's not true fulfillment because you didn't do it for yourself. You did it for somebody else. And that's like the Sundance thing was kind of that too. It's like I thought that, I mean, I'm still acting till this day, but the reason why I act is different now is only just to create the stories that I want to create.
Sick.
And that's it. It doesn't have to be on a big screen. It could go on YouTube and I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
As long as somebody saw it, I'm perfectly okay. Because at the end of the day, I made a Sundance film.
Yeah.
And I did really well. So you can't tell me I can't do what you do. Can you do what I do? I don't think so. I don't think you could go out there and say what you really feel and back it up with your actions. I don't think any of you bitches can do that.
Ooh, give me a second.
And I only say that because I've met people like this.
Yeah.
Where they come up, and we had a conversation about this too. We brown nose with some of these like Hollywood celebrities, and they're perfectly awesome people too. But when they come up to me and they say, I wish I could say what you say, but I can't because, you know, I got to keep up with the Joneses. Well, cool. That's you. That's not me. So you can't live my life. You can't, because you can't deal with the consequences. You can't deal with the fact that when you say something, you have to say, I'm sorry. I fucked up. None of you could do that. And I don't know why. I don't understand.
Yeah.
They feel like they have to say everything that's perfect, and you don't. You could say what you want and be convicted and feel like it's right in the moment. But when you feel wrong, you could be like, oh shit, I fucked up a little bit. My bad. And I don't have to. And by the way, Twitter will never make me apologize. I have to feel it.
Yeah.
So if I feel like I make these mistakes, then I have to say it. And a lot of like people in the entertainment world can't live like that because they're afraid about their paycheck. Well, don't live your life by the dollar sign. Live your life by what makes you happy. And do it respectfully too, by the way. I'm not going out here just bashing human beings 24/7.
Yeah.
But if I feel a certain way, I always do it in a respectful manner, and I, adjust accordingly. But even then, people can't do that. I just don't understand how people can live like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard. It's too hard.
Have you ever done anything that you regretted?
Ooh, we got him thinking.
Where you're like, fuck. But then maybe later on, you're like, oh man, I'm so glad I did that anyways because it became a part of who I am now.
Definitely like things I've said to my dad. Like those are the things that I regret because I said things out of anger because I wasn't an adult, because I was a child and I never understood what he
was going through.
Exactly. You don't care when you're hurting. When you're personally hurt, you want everybody to feel the pain that you're going through. And that's the only way that you feel vindicated and justified. So that idea of empathy when you're so heated and you're young, it's hard to think about what somebody else goes through. Yeah. Especially I think because of like Asian American kids deal with this the most, because they don't understand. They almost want their parents to deal with their love and affection and the nuclear American family in the way that they want to, but they don't understand that their parents are brand new Americans.
Yeah.
They came into this country with their cultures and ideals intact. You grew up in this country. molded by this country's ideals. And you're asking this person who grew up 30, 40 years somewhere else to adapt to what you believe, but you will never do it for
They're
them.
incapable of it.
Yeah. I've understood that now.
Yeah.
They can only do it the way that they can. And so there's a give and take. And I think a lot of Asian kids don't understand. It's like, how come you can't do what I ask of you? Well, how come you can't do what they ask of you then?
Yeah.
You have to be in the middle somehow.
Yeah.
And I never did that. That's probably one of the things I say I regret, but I've definitely learned from those mistakes. But that only comes with time.
Yeah.
There's
It's like telling their parents, like, Mom, my love language is words of affirmation. And they're like, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. Dude, there are people that I know, like Korean friends that I know, like they told their parents, like, you're hurting my feelings. And they go, what's appealing?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's appealing.
What's appealing is a pork in the stove. That's appealing, motherfucker.
He's orangey. This is what I peel right now. Banana, I peel. You know, like they don't understand what this shit is.
And were your friends going like, and they didn't fucking want to talk about my feelings?
Yeah, no, they were. And I'm talking about people that I know that are like, at the time they were in their late 20s. And I was like, you still don't get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's too old, man.
Yeah. How do you not get it? Like your parents never had the words, I love you. They never had the words of like, oh, what are you going through? Are you okay? They never were given these tools. And now you're expecting them to understand this foreign language without giving them the right course or the
The patience or the grace.
Yeah. So it's like, we can't ask our parents to give us something that we haven't given them either.
Yeah.
So
When I hug my dad now and he hugs back.
He hugs back?
No. It's like
Oh.
it's like hover hands.
But he didn't do that before?
Exactly. So in my mind, I know the hover hand is literally him
A
picking me
squeeze.
off my feet,
Aw.
spinning around 360, and then fucking kissing me like,
Yeah.
I know that's his version of it.
that's all you can do.
Yeah, because that's all he can do. And I'm like,
Oh.
from him going to like being proud of me and then like punching me in the arm to being able to do a hover hand, I'm like, that's his best. And he's trying his fucking
I've met
best.
his dad so many times. And the only thing he's ever said to me is, I'm like, yo, those aren't even words, bro.
He can't speak English. And he's deaf.
Hey, he knows the word hello.
Yeah.
And he just always walks away. I'm like, where are you going? Like, what the fuck?